So I don't really care. That way, and then we have to provide the insurance.
Where?
Yeah, that's what they said. That's what they called Sherry. And Sherry said, I have no idea. But then she asked me, I go, I have nothing to do with this. It's their, I guess their section is a Time Warner phone from. This isn't, that's what the regions. Okay. We did it in public.
They want to scream. No, what is it?
It's right in front.
It's just some dust.
Is it? Are you sure?
Yep.
He did.
Down by now. There's one bill you have to sign that.
Because the presentation the other night, filled to the area.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
You know, so we got an
All
righty, let's stand for the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If everyone could just check and make sure their cell phones are either off or on silent. That'd be great.
The meeting notice for the change tonight is up here on the desk.
Okay, yes, the meeting notice is up here. If anybody would like to see it, we changed it from Monday to tonight. Mrs. Sutherland may or may not be able to come tonight. She had an altercation at school and needed to go get checked out. That said, there we go with that. I would like a motion to accept the minutes from April 17th, 2017.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes.
Second?
Second motion?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Correspondence, Kathleen?
I have a budget modification from the Highway Department. Garland DBS Inc. Roofing Materials and Services Proposal. Letter from O&R regarding Dig Safely New York and their free classroom-style training seminars. Another letter from O&R regarding street lighting options. Ag and Markets, letter from the Animal Health Inspector that our dog control officer inspection report is completed and it's satisfactory. Correspondence from the Office of Community Development regarding the Urban County qualification process for participation in the Community Development Block Grant Home Programs for fiscal years 2018, 19, and 20. Community Advisory Board meeting minutes from April 18th. Palmer's Arc impoundment report for April. Complaint regarding 2279 Mount Hope Road. The trash report from April. And the building department report from February. That's all that I have.
Thanks, Kathleen. Board member reports. Let me just do this for Janet. Janet said the ZBA, she was at their meeting and they're okay with the meetings being videotaped. She said that the planning board meeting, she had went to that and they do not want the meetings videotaped. And Dean, she said she received a complaint about Otis and Carboy, people dumping items. I didn't know if you knew anything about that, or she had asked me if I had heard anything, and I said, no, I haven't. Okay, maybe we just check that out and just see. Janet did have 3 prices for the fencing. We'll just wait until Janet's back in case anyone has any questions. We'll do it next meeting. And I think that was all she had. What do you got? got, Matt?
Two items, the comprehensive plan committee will meet on Thursday, May 18th at 5 PM here at the town hall. And I'm starting to work with the veterans groups on the Veterans Day ceremony for this year. That's in progress. And that'll be all.
Thanks, Matt. Ryan?
I have a couple things. One, is that a decision the planning board can make not to videotape their meetings?
Yes.
Is that something that can be overruled by the town board?
No.
Can you explain that to me?
Ultimately, it's up to that board as their own, as an independent, as an agency, to determine how their meetings are going to be recorded and how the minutes are going to be kept. There's nothing that can require them to be filmed. Just like the town board doesn't require filming, as long as they're keeping an accurate record of the meeting as far as minutes, they're covered as far as the open meeting law.
I'm sure I'm gonna be the only one not to ask this question, but I think it's gonna be a little weird if the town board is recording meetings. The ZBA is gonna start recording meetings if they're willing to, and then the planning board's not going to, but I guess I'll let the general public, see how they feel about that. My committee reports, I got a couple. I was not at the meeting for the last summer rec, I was away unfortunately, so I don't have numbers, so I'll let Dominic, I'll leave that to you, is that okay? All I'm gonna add here is, I just wrote this, early registration is over as of 5/2, Tuesday. So now there's gonna be a fee involved if kids decide, or parents decide to sign the kids up to, summer camp. Applications for counselors are due to the supervisor's office here on Friday, the 5th, by what time, like 4:30-ish? 4:30-ish?
As long as they're here tomorrow, that's
Okay.
good.
Little League, they did their opening day, not on Saturday, the 22nd as planned, they wound up doing it on the 23rd due to the weather. As far as I know, everything's running smooth there. Minute Sync Youth Football, they canceled their meeting for 5/3, which was last night. So that was the registration meeting and also their regular meeting, so I'm awaiting to hear a date on that. I reached out to Devon's Gate, I have not received an answer back from the office, so everything I think is, I haven't heard any issues there. The Facebook page, wow, our numbers are going pretty great. Pretty interesting to see as far as people and hits and sharing community events, so on and so forth. Including the vote, which I know we're gonna talk about at the old school. And last but not least, Community Day. I know we were gonna talk about, I wrote a note here about food vendors. We have an awful lot of food vendors.
Yeah, we have 15, or well, it might be 14, food vendors, so I'm thinking after tomorrow, we'll post something and we'll cut off any more food vendors. I want it to be profitable for everyone that's there. It's overwhelming, the applications that we've got in for the food, but because it's only one day, it says 14 vendors. So I don't want to have it where it's not profitable for them. So I think we're better off to, ask it and then worry about filling the rest of the day.
Last but not least, I have a personal issue, so I have to excuse myself at 8:30 tonight. That's all I have.
And actually, while we're still on the Community Day, we'll bring this up a little later, but we were able to secure the fire trailer simulator for Community Day. That's going to require a resolution a little later, but basically I think it's a really cool idea. A week ago Friday, Brian and I met with Matt Veronese from New Windsor. Dominic was here for a short while until he had to run back. That's the guy that kind of helps with our concert series, and because New Windsor has their own rec department, they obviously have somebody dedicated full-time for activities going on in the community. So he spent a couple hours with us. As you'll see, the concert series flyer is now out for 2017, and he gave us a lot of pointers on doing Community Day. I think it was very educational. And he also helped us with summer rec, because they have a rec program, so.
A very successful rec program, yes.
So I think we learned quite a few things that day, so it was well worth the trip up and the couple hours. But he had suggested that day about this simulator from Orange County, so I had asked Paul reached out to the county, and it is available, so they basically approved it, once we do our resolution. So kids will be able to go in and learn if there was a fire in their house, you know, how to stay close to the ground, how to exit it, how to do all of these, things in the event that there was a fire in their house. So I think as a community day, it's wonderful. Obviously, they don't have to pay to go in it, it's, just an educational thing, so.
Does that come with personnel to
No, it does not.
operate it? So we'll have to have somebody.
The village has a meeting tonight, so I had already sent over a letter to the village today asking, before I reached out to Howells to see if Otisville, because it should be Otisville, manning it. They may get some assistance from Howells. I don't know how they wanna do it, but I figured I'd start with the village first to see if they had enough manpower and they wanted to do it, because they're also participating in Community Day. But yes, I would love for it to be done, and we have a fire truck exhibit that day, so I was kinda thinking maybe if we positioned it up there, and the kids kinda saw all the antique fire trucks, and then did that, it would be a pretty cool, pretty cool thing. What do you got, Don?
To continue on with Summer Rec, we have a lot of people registered already in the early registration. We've really expanded the program as far as the after hours and before hours program. There's a lot of people registered in that. The directors have met and they've already started on their curriculum. They're really moving along on that. The program should be really good. There's still open registration going on. We have 7 returning counselors that we are rehiring, and we have applications already of 8 or 9 more counselors that are looking for work. Applications are still coming in, so Summer Rec is moving along pretty good, actually. As far as the sewer plant, we will be getting a final report fairly soon, as far as their startup and testing and all that. I talked to them day before yesterday. So there's nothing to report there, and as far as the old school committee goes, I'll let you speak to that later in the old business.
Thanks, Tom. One other thing I wanted to add with Summer Rec is, I believe it was 12 credit card transactions. So already our credit card machine has been broken in, and it's just a nice added bonus to the people when they come in. Lastly, because you'll end up having to report on it, I reached out to Brian today. There's a meeting next Friday with Orange and Rockland. Unfortunately, I will not be able to make that meeting, so Brian's gonna go in my place. Orange and Rockland basically is going to be putting meters on everybody's house. They're hoping within 60 days to start certain parts. Our parts probably won't be done until much later. The meters, there'll be nobody ever going to your house again to read meters. So everything will be done electronically. If you have a power outage, Orange and Rockland's gonna know. So you won't even have to report it. So there's a lot of great new technology. They're about 3/4 of the way done with Rockland County, and then they're gonna transition into Orange County. But because there's gonna be different contractors in, there's different things that need to go up on the utility poles. They learned in Rockland County that they have people calling saying, I think the FBI's next door and they're putting this thing up because it looks different. So it looks different than what people are used to. So what they're hoping to do is educate all the municipalities so that when we get those calls, we're able to say, they should have a name badge. It should be either this company or this company. We'll be able to kind of pass it on, you know, that way. So thank you, Brian, for going for me.
I wonder if crime in Rockland County's down because of that.
I don't know.
What crime in Rockland?
Exactly.
Highway, Deanster, you're up.
I just want to let the board know our CHIPS funding for this year from the state was set at $85,650. It's going to be increased to $121,120. But they're doing it in a way where it's only this year again. We've been asking them, the lawmakers up in Albany, to increase the CHIP funding in that level, but they keep giving it to us, and we're getting that extra money in 2 different things: Pave New York and what they call extreme winter ones. So It's just more paperwork, but we'll get the 121,000. Summer helpers, I'd like the board to approve the 3 that are returning from last year. Colin Scott, Logan Krantz, Joe Musial. They'll be returning from last year at a rate of $10 an hour. I still have applications in more positions to fill, but I should have those picked out by next meeting.
Dean, can you say those names again?
Colin Scott,
Uh-huh.
Logan
Oh,
Krantz.
okay, that's one I missed, thank you.
Spring cleanup was, pretty busy. We shipped out 19 pallets of electronics. We filled 5 30-yard dumpsters full of metal and 19, I believe it was 19 30-yard dumpsters of garbage. We don't have the weights or cost of that yet because we haven't been billed. But the trash report that you got was all the monies we collected for the different items. So. The highway guys, we've been cleaning ditches, cutting shoulders. Next week, we're gonna start in Hidden Valley with preparing it to be repaved. We're scheduled right now to next Wednesday do the fiber mat process out there, and then the paving will follow. And the last thing I have is I got a request for a pavilion rental, and it's a public use. And I believe that person is here to speak to you today.
I guess that's me.
Okay.
So I just wanted the board to know that we had a public event request at the park.
Sure.
Dean, I have a question. Are TVs up this year? We talked about this last.
No, same rate, $30 or.
No, I mean like the amount of TVs that were turned in, old TVs.
At first, I thought it was down the first week, but the second week we got hit pretty good.
I just figured when Spectrum made you put that box on there.
Out of those 19 pallets, the majority of them were TVs.
Perfect. So let's just, while we're, so we don't get out, so a motion to approve the resolution to rehire the 3 highway workers from last year at an hourly rate of $10 per hour.
Make the motion, we hire Colin Scott, Joey Musial, and Logan Trans.
Second?
Second motion?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Do you wanna just,
Okay, so, I wanted to rent for the weekend of, September, 15, 16, and 17 to do the Moon Festival as we did it last year. My friends and I had a really good time, and we're expecting more people this year. It took me by surprise that I had to come here first because last year we approached you and the chief of police and we did the fire department and all that. So that didn't happen in the usual steps that we were planning to have it done. So we had all the liability insurance and all that. We're going to have it again. We had some food vendors. We're going to have them again. Pretty much the activities will be the same. The orchestra from Shenyun came to give a really nice performance, and we hope that they will come back again. So I would expect there would be more people than last year, and for that we'll hope that we can sit down with you and with the chief of police and plan security, safety, and all that.
sure, is the event one day or is it 3 days?
So it's one day. Actually, the full moon is going to be in October, but we decided to stay with the September 16, 17. Last
Okay.
year, that Saturday was the 17. This year is 16. But people complained they wanted more time. So we decided to rent it the Friday to set it up. The event will be Saturday, and we would like to have a rain day in case that there's a bad weather to move it from Saturday to Sunday.
Okay,
So that's the 3 days, but the event is just one day. Last year was from 5 to 8, I think 3 hours, and this is no, we want more. People were coming very early, and it was 9 o'clock and we were pushing people out. So we decided to extend the hours to go like noon, it started at noon, from noon to 8 or something like that. But it would be one day.
Okay. Does anyone from the board have any questions? I mean, I have no problem, we can have a meeting again and we can go over, you know, how many staffing they need as far as police. I know you compensated the police.
Right,
department
we'll
this
pay
year.
for whatever,
Absolutely. And
whatever we
now,
need to
as far
do.
as maintenance, you guys will clean up your own stuff and,
Right, there was the dumpsters that were left from the fair, so I think we used up that dumpster, but if it is full or whatever, we can take it to the city dumpster.
okay. And I think the only other question I had is, the parking, would you use the Boy Scouts again for the?
We're talking about what to do with that,
Okay.
I'm not sure
That's fine.
how we're gonna handle that.
I have a question for you. One, we're having a community day, July 15th.
Yes,
I
I
don't know
know.
if you know anything
Oh,
about
I
that.
do
But
know.
if you guys are interested in that, we can get you information on it.
There's one of our guys in the community with you, right, James?
James?
James.
And he's been talking to us to say, well, whenever we're ready, you guys have to help, so we're all for it.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Perfect.
Can I have your name for the record, please?
Viviana Gali?
Does anyone have any objections to Paul and I sitting down going over a master plan for that day? And
That's all fine.
No, I think it's good to start the planning process.
okay, so I mean, can we just approve the 3 days? Can we just do a motion to approve the 3 days pending a viable emergency plan?
Yeah,
And
and
proof of
any,
insurance.
yeah, any requirements, like the insurance or anything else outlined in the application.
Okay. So a motion to approve,
So I'll make the motion,
Just
we
come
approve
back at
Friday
the
the
same meeting.
15th, Saturday
Okay.
the 16th,
Okay,
and
perfect.
Sunday the 17th for the Moon Festival.
providing that all of the requirements are met and approved by the board. Second,
I'll second that motion.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I just have one other question. If you're gonna set up Friday night, will you have people staying over in the
Yes.
park?
Yes, we'll talk about that, yeah. Yeah, there was a lot of things to set up and it was really,
I had a fun
Crazy.
time last year.
it was a lot of fun for us, it was a lot of work for me, I'm the only one who had the jingle the trailer in the group, so it was like driving back and forth and I said, oh, I cannot do this again, we have to, more time, but, yeah, we learn a lot, we have a lot of ideas and a lot of feedback, and so I think it's gonna be fun.
I think Howell's Fire Company had their fish fry the same day, and I remember coming back at 8:30 thinking, well, at least I'll make an appearance, and it was packed, it was still packed at 8:30. It was
Yeah.
a lot of people there.
And many people miss it, and so they would say, well, next time we have to know in advance so we can get there. So I think it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Perfect.
It was fun to us.
Are you gonna give turns in the dragon costume?
I'm sorry. We had a lion dance. I don't know if we're gonna get the dragon, but we hope we get it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Otisville Fire Department, everyone should have a monthly report from them. Obviously, the Village of Otisville has the meeting tonight. This report should pretty much answer anything that you have. This is all the goals
That was from March.
for March.
Yeah.
Police Department, Paul.
Yeah, a couple things. So, I spoke to the county and I made a copy for David, but we need, a resolution from the board authorizing me to sign an agreement with Orange County to use the Orange County Fire Safety Trailer. The term of agreement to commence on 7/1/17 and expire 7/31/17. And just looking through this, obviously, we would have to pick it up. Hopefully, the firemen will agree to staff it, but there is a training day that whoever's gonna run it, because I probably won't be the person, to run it. We're also responsible for the costs of the items used in the trailer, which, they don't mention what those costs are, but
Like smoke and stuff.
yeah, so whatever that is, so there might be an additional cost, but we do need, the authorization, so I would say authorize pending David's review. of the
Actually, I reviewed
contract.
it,
Oh,
you know, just making sure that you understand that you're providing liability coverage for that month. And I didn't know, is it a full month that you're gonna be using it?
No, just one day, that's
Just one
just
day?
the, that,
And-
this, they said this is the standard contract, I don't know.
Then I would I would contact them, because frankly, if they're putting the full month on, that potentially keeps you on the hook for something someone else might do with it, during the entire month, so. If they can change the term to the 1 day, I think you're fine.
Could that be
I
put in
have to
here?
change the term to like a week, because we're gonna have to pick it up a couple of days in advance and take it back a couple of days later.
And you probably have to inspect it, that's probably what that month is, but that's probably why they extended it so long.
Okay, I can reach out for them tomorrow and just bring that to their attention. Yeah, no, it's, so,
But it's kind of vague, I mean, but everything that we've done, the Lions Club every year when we had borrowed those electric cars, you know, everything, we have the same thing that we have to do insurance certificate, we gotta do all of this stuff, you know, light towers, or anything that we borrow from the county, you need the same forms that you have to send. So it isn't really new to us, but,
It's an awesome addition, so, absolutely.
so, I mean, I kinda don't wanna lose the trailer, so I mean, can we make a motion to approve it pending,
Pending the narrowing down.
narrowing the scope down to 1 week?
Yes.
You might need it even more than a week. But yeah, 1 week, narrow the scope down, see if we can narrow the scope down to a week. Because you're gonna have to have a training day, you're gonna have to go get it, you're gonna have to set it up, you're gonna break down a day later, you're gonna store it, you're gonna take it back, so.
Does that specify the training day is,
it's.
or they will provide a training day, is that?
Well, they're
Yeah.
gonna provide a training day to show us how to use it. But we're
Correct.
also gonna have to train a couple of guys to do it. So
Correct.
we're gonna wanna hear a couple of days in advance.
I say let's just approve it.
I make the motion to approve it.
Second motion?
All in favor?
Aye.
I mean, this is the original, well, my copy, but, so if anyone wants to look at it, they're more than welcome. In addition, needed a second authorization for myself to sign a lease agreement with New York Communications for radio communications equipment, from May 1st, 2017 to April 30th, 2018. This is just a continuation of our, police radios that we get through Nicomco. They did not raise the rate, so it would be $1,205 per month. And this is a continuation. One of the issues we were kind of hoping was that the county system will be up and running, and it doesn't look like that's gonna happen until probably next June. Part of the situation there is they have to test the system with full foliage, and they do not believe they're gonna get that done before September. So that will push the project back. So we're kind of stuck, we need that. And as we realized, they just got this to us last week, and the agreement we already started, continuing the radios, because this covers May 1st. So we also need that. Just a reminder, the police awards are next meeting, which is the 15th. Bob Decker will be receiving the Police Officer of the Year, and Jim Rich and Angela Blake will be getting the Dedicated Service Award. There's also some commendations that will go with that. Police Protective Grant, this is a grant that Orange County submitted for the police agencies through New York State through a Homeland Security grant. It was a school safety grant. So Mount Hope, and everything was prorated on agency size, and our allotment is 4 ballistic helmets, 4 ballistic vests, and 1 rifle. So those items have been ordered, and it's kind of weird how this was set up, but each town got a different rep at New York State. Like Deer Park, they're a little bit ahead of us. Our rep had surgery, so we're behind. So I don't know how they hash it out. But that grant was about $5,000, which will be coming to us through this, through it. I mentioned last meeting, and I know Chad was definitely there, and O'Brien, were there with the meeting with the police chiefs in reference to the arraignments at the council, the town
Matt
team.
was there.
I'm sorry, Matt was there.
Yeah, correct.
So, just a quick update, the meeting with Judge Shakeman happened within 45 days. He's putting this new plan into effect, and Orange County is gonna be the test county. So, under current law, he is allowed to designate town and village justices to be acting city court judges. They're going to create 3 regional courts in the 3 cities. He is then gonna designate town and village judges to be city court judges for the open times, which will be each evening between 6 p.m. and midnight. So between those hours, we will be able to bring our defendants to, we'll be required to bring our defendants to one of the 3 cities. I would think Port Jervis will probably be the easiest, just in terms of volume. The one problem we might run into is if there is an arrest, say, at 10 o'clock at night, we will then be responsible for sitting with this person until 9 AM when one of the city courts open up. There'll no longer be an option of just calling Judge Goldsmith up. So their recommendation was to do an intermunicipal agreement with one of the cities to lodge our prisoners. So that'll be something, I don't know if David, I know Chad spoke to Kelly.
Kelly Decker, I
About
talked
it.
to Kelly that night.
So, that's something that we're definitely gonna have to explore, because we do not have, obviously, facilities or personnel to hold people, so, I know the city's made out great, Port Jervis is probably happy, because there's really no change for them.
We were worried, I mean, we had actually heard they were gonna go the other way and just do the one centralized, and that would
Yeah.
have destroyed the city budget just on transportation, cause Port Jervis responds in Deer Park
Right.
and 2 other states aside from the city itself.
So maybe we be magnanimous and do it for free for us, but I don't know, but, so anyways, that's something that we're gonna have to come up with some kind of agreement in the chance we make those arrests. Again, the irony is the state said that there was 0 fiscal impact, I guess to them maybe, but to everyone else, there's some. So that's something that we have to, work on, because this thing is gonna be, coming up rather quickly. And then I spoke to Chad, we need hopefully a short executive session to discuss a personnel issue. Unless anyone has any questions.
You know, I had suggested we drop a prisoner off with a slice of pizzas to cover the meal, and then we were gonna just leave it to the prisoner with Kelly, but, he didn't really, respond very well to that. So, we'll see. Yeah.
I'll talk to him.
So let's do a resolution to approve, signing the lease agreement with Vencanto for $1,205 per month, running from May 1st, 2017 to April 30th, 2018.
I'll make the motion, we give Paul the authority to sign the contract.
Second,
Second the motion?
all in favor?
Aye.
And also with the fire trailer simulator, we actually need to give, the whole contract's written up, because Paul had made the call for me, authorizing Paul to sign the contract, and I'll do all of the other paperwork. So a motion authorizing Paul Ricard to sign the contract with the county for the use of the fire trailer simulator.
I'll make the said motion.
Second,
Second?
all in favor?
Aye.
Village of Otisville, Diane had emailed me before the meeting, obviously, again, the village has their meeting tonight. So what I did is I sent over, basically a letter to the village, one requesting their light tower for our community day, requesting their garbage truck for our community day with an operator, and, requesting that they man this fire, trailer simulator, because it's, you know, again, we'll have another meeting before they do, but I just wanted to at least get it there and get it on their agenda. Obviously, I don't know anything yet, because I emailed it and faxed it over at 4 o'clock. And that was it, just for us in the village to communicate, obviously, having no liaisons either way tonight, this was the next best thing. And, that was all you had, right, Paul, with any executive stuff? I got everybody's stuff. Friends of the Otisville School, the first thing I wanna say is this school has been a long time coming. Although with the exception of Brian, when we all got on the board, it was being sold to a certain group. That school's been through the mill, to say the least, and, the chain of events with the school. One thing that I wanna say is, I had always told everybody that I really wanted the public to decide what happened with that school. And, no offense, David, but when he rained on my parade and said you can't just have 6 options and have people come vote, you have to actually make a motion first. I'm happy that it went this way, but I'm very happy that we had the turnout that we had, and that people got to voice yes or no. And, finally, at least there's, finality with the school, so I'm very happy that people spoke, and it wasn't, by a vote or 2. So, David, what is our next step?
Well, I've already been in touch with the buyer's attorney. We are drafting up the documents. We should have documents for his review Monday or Tuesday. Hopefully, we can do the signing next week. I would recommend the town board just make a motion authorizing the supervisor to be able to sign those documents on behalf of the town. I think, it's my opinion that that's already implied with the signing of the contract, but to be on the safe side, I think that motion should be made.
Sure.
And then we'll keep everybody updated once we have all the final documents done.
Perfect. So a motion allowing the supervisor to go to the closing and sign all appropriate documentation to transfer the title over to the Friends of the Otis School.
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, roof quotes. Sorry, I feel like I'm long-winded tonight, but, so this has been a long time coming. So, just to clarify, Garland is the company that we need to use the material for. Dean and I have done some research, this is the company that we wanna go with for the actual material. We were lacking 3 estimates from companies that were authorized to put this stuff on to the roofs. Option 1 was when Dean and I first presented it to the board, with oversight, our own guys doing it, which we would save tens of thousands of dollars, and still get the 10-year warranty. The other prices, which everyone should have, is for 3 companies to do it for us. Our estimated cost is somewhere around $65,000 for the materials and us to do the roof. This particular stuff can be put on the roof twice. So potentially, we could get 20 years out of the existing roof that we have. Resurfacing the whole entire roof, ripping everything off and starting over is upwards anywhere from $475,000 to $650,000. The roof leaks in several spots. It's a mishmash up there, and we clearly cannot make another winter with it. As you can see, the one price is $161,459. Another price is $216,553, and another company is $254,841. What I would like tonight is the materials are $50,755 approximately, because this quote was back in December. And then, of course, it's going to be it's basically $1,000 a day for the guy to stand up there and warranty the work that we do. It rolls on with a roller and hardens into a thick rubber. So my recommendation is that we authorize the purchase of the stuff, and for us to do the work ourselves and have the engineer, if you will, that's authorized by the company overseeing our work, and have it approved not to exceed $65,000, so that we can order the materials and get working on this roof.
You want the total approval to be for $65,000?
I do, because this $50,000 is without the inspector up there.
You're thinking 15 days to apply it?
I'm thinking, yeah, and again, I can amend it, I can come back to the board and say, obviously, it's gonna be, I mean, we can make it 70,000 just to be safe. It's still less than half of the price of the lowest bid.
Now, will there be an infrared scan performed to scan for the moisture?
They do all of that ahead of time, correct?
That
That's good.
contractor, that 1,000 a day, that's part of his scope of work. Okay. And then we have the means of replacing any, as in the other quote with the contracting companies do it, they would replace any damaged areas as found through the scan. We would then do that as well, Dean?
It would just be extra materials.
Whatever needed to be removed and replaced.
No more stained ceiling tiles.
Hopefully. Well, it is, the material, if you can picture it up there, it's probably the width of this table in rolls when it was put the seams are all coming loose. Material is in decent shape still, it's just all the seams are.
Can't hear you, Dean.
I said the material on the roof is in good shape, it's the seams that are all coming unglued. This coating seals everything entirely, so it's virtually seamless when it's done.
If you're looking for a motion, I'll make a motion.
Make a motion that the, not to exceed $70,000, in material and, labor through the Garland Company to redo our roof.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Dean, I'll sign this and I'll get it to you and then you can, perfect.
It's been a long time coming. When do they expect to do it? August?
It's probably gonna be the month of July.
December.
Kathleen, could you read the budget modification?
Sure. Increase unclassified revenue account D 2770 in the amount of $414.91, and increase machinery equipment contractual budget account DB 5130.4 in the amount of $414.91. This reflects payment from Sims Metal Management for recycled scrap metal.
Motion to approve the highway budget modification as read.
I'll make that motion.
Second,
Second?
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I don't know if everyone has seen it, but outside we have, the next edition retired police car. Everything was taken out of it that needed to go out of it, and that will replace our, older used police car that we had for inspections or anyone in the town that needs to do anything, training. At this time, I would actually like to surplus the, Crown Vic. Do you have the information on that, Dean?
Vehicle number what do we call it?
159?
159, something.
657, that's what it is.
All right.
657.
And do you know the year on it?
2008 Crown Vic.
All right. So at this time, I'd like to surplus and put on the auction site the, car 659, the 2008 Crown, Victoria. And obviously, as we get the bids in, we'll present them to the board and see what we end up getting for it.
I'll make the motion to approve the surplus of the vehicle.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
A motion to pay the bills.
I'll make the motion, we pay our bills.
Second?
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
For the exception of letter A, budget A for myself.
Okay. Noted. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We're flying. Public participation.
You mentioned before some litter on the corner of Otis and Carboy Road. It's a lot more than litter, and I've talked to the building inspector several times, a couple months ago, and even last year about this, and so far nothing's been done. I know she said she had a problem with getting in touch with the owner of that property, and I got some pictures of
Sure.
you know, it's like an old trailer and carts and tires, a boat sitting in the woods. And I'm thinking of selling my house, and every real estate agent that's come by said, this is definitely, not advantageous to the price of your home. So, I mean, it's been there forever, and I just love to see it go, because, we live on a beautiful road, except for that corner,
Okay.
It looks like it's. And then, you were talking about community day.
Yes, sir.
And I'm a volunteer with Reese Across America, and I was wondering if it would be possible maybe to set up a table. We have a raffle every year.
Absolutely. Done. You don't even have to go any far. Absolutely. We have the applications, or nonprofit groups, craft groups, whatever you want to do.
Okay, now who would I get that from?
They're on the table out front, I'll make sure you can have them, but right as you go out, they're sitting right on the Kathleen's table as you start to go out.
That would be great. Thank you very much for your
Have your name
time.
for the record, please?
Excuse me, Gary Benedict.
Thank you.
Gary, and do you know who owns the property?
I have no idea.
And have you ever actually written out a complaint?
Yes.
Okay,
I believe she has one from last year, I don't know the exact date, and then this year, I think about 2.5 months ago,
okay,
I put one in.
okay.
I have a little bit of information, I know Julie talked to me about it, said that we may possibly have to clean that up, because she hasn't had much luck with the owner. I don't know who the owner is, but she was just giving me a heads up that we may have to clean it up and she'll add the cost onto the taxes.
And David, we can do that?
We can under the unsafe building. I'll take a look at the code tomorrow and give you a rundown of the procedure.
So I don't know her status with it. That was like a week ago she mentioned.
It's a camper, a boat.
Yeah, there's an old camper that's busted apart, there's a gold boat sitting in the woods.
Previous owner,
Yeah, there's
probably
some,
20 plus years ago, was a collector of stuff.
So David, you'll check into that?
Yeah, I'll take a look at the code and let you know.
Perfect. Anybody else?
You can do it, Jerry.
I know. I used to be a dancer.
Motive improvement?
I'll just say I'm Tim Conway. I'm Jerry Cook and I live in the wonderful town of Mount Hope. A couple of things. Brian, you have concerns about the Conservation Board, about longevity and membership. All I know from my experience is it comes and it goes, it grows, it shrinks, it all depends upon what's going on. You know, if we got nothing going on here, sounds like an afternoon on, you know, the backyard and relaxing. So if there's nothing going on, nothing's gonna be happening. If something big is going on, then all of a sudden there'll be all kinds of interest and stuff, so, and you were gonna do some more research or homework on it, so.
I am doing more research and homework, yes,
Okay.
yes. I'm glad you watched the video because you weren't at the last meeting.
Yeah, I know, that's why I watched the video. I'm one of those hits, you know.
Thank you.
So, the name of the hydrolysis that you guys are using, you having a meeting on the 5th, I understand? Is he gonna?
Yes.
Okay, so, the name, and is he gonna, have any information, or is he just starting from scratch here, or we're gonna present our concerns to him, or? Is he
I think
gonna-
I filled them in the best that we can fill them in, via email, but I mean, obviously, until we actually, you know, speak with them, that's why I wanted him to come to a meeting and not do a meeting and then try to report back to everyone. I wanted him to actually come to a meeting. I told him to spend, you know, I'll change the agenda around, cause I mean, I don't wanna keep the guy here,
Yeah.
to listen to our regular meeting. That way, if anyone has any questions, hopefully he could answer them, tell us what the steps are, and maybe educate all of us a little bit.
So he's like basically starting from scratch, he really hasn't been doing any work yet to?
No, absolutely not, we have
Oh,
not.
okay, so, because I got some people I would like to invite to the meeting. and
Sure.
stuff. So that's what I needed to know. Okay, that's nice night.
You got it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jerry.
Anybody else? Nora?
Don't worry, I'm not gonna
Look
dance.
at-
You wanna
wait,
dance?
You're killing my momentum here.
You wanna dance?
I may be a lover, but I ain't no dancer.
Okay, start your timer, Dominic. No, I'm gonna be very short tonight, surprisingly, huh? First of all, I'd like to congratulate the old school committee. I voted yes, and I'm happy it went that way. I wish you all the luck. Questions, regarding that again, it's of no cost to the town. Who's insuring it? That's a question.
We don't own it anymore.
They would own it, so they'd be.
Okay, so
responsible for
they're
it.
responsible, totally responsible.
We will have no responsibility whatsoever.
Okay, good. Just one question, Chad, one question.
Sure, I'm
Who-
pricing myself.
Oh, it's not bad. Who was the town liaison to the planning board and the zoning board for 2016?
2016, I believe Matt
Was
was
the
on
zoning board.
CBA and Janet was the planning board.
For the entire year of 2016?
Yes.
Alrighty then. How many zoning board meetings do you recall attending in 2016, Matt?
I didn't attend any. I think, was speaking with the members, I think they might have had 3 meetings. I
Okay.
was in contact with the chairman, you know, before and after their meetings.
Oh, you were?
Correct.
So at least you had information to bring back,
Correct.
and you brought it back? Okay. Good. Good deal. Okay, thank you, I'm done.
Okay, anybody else?
I just,
Sure. Chris?
Chris Furman, I don't know. Brian, I'm in agreement with you on the videotaping. It was actually something I was gonna bring up. We're in a day and age of open government, and that's what the planning board doesn't wanna do, that's fine. But that, to me, doesn't sit well with not being able to. And the only advantage for that is there's people in this town that love now that you guys do the meetings because they either just simply can't get there because of the time they get home, or they just can't get there for whatever reason. Everybody's lives are pretty hectic, but, I'm in agreement with it, and I think it should be recorded. It's unfortunate that we can't.
I just wanna say this to you, I tried to at least, and I'll bring back, and we talked about this, we're trying to put a meter of some sort on our webpage.
It's good.
Okay, perfect, so it's not the and I agree with you 100%, it's no longer the 15 or 20 people that show up to this meeting.
Nope.
It's very interesting when I hear people from other towns bring up, hey, you saw your town board meeting? Good, awesome, I'm glad people are watching it, I'm
And
glad
it's
people are
not,
seeing what's
it's
going on.
not just us, other towns, Monroe does it on every single meeting that's on there. It's not actually sometimes the town doing it, but every single meeting is on there, videotape. United Monroe's website, you can go on there, here's everything.
I'll add 2 things, Wallkill and Middletown also.
Absolutely.
Listen, it's just being transparent. I mean, this is a bedroom community, and I'm happy that we get so many people there, but, I've went to many meetings prior to being in office, and I was basically the only person sitting there, or very few people. And, it's the whole telephone thing. Well, you know what I heard at the meeting, and then by the time it gets around, it's not really what happened at all. This way, somebody
It's
can
on
check
record.
it.
It's on record, and I don't know if this would help in the same aspect, David, you probably would know, but like when we had, there had been a stenographer here to, am I saying that right? To do the minutes and stuff, that might not be needed, because now you have physically, legally have it on tape, so, in this day and age, but, again, that's all I wanted to say, I'm in agreement with you on that.
I would say to you as a board member, go to the planning board and express your opinion to them.
I will. Thanks.
Anybody else?
The name of that hydrolysis company, isn't it Hanson or something?
Casey Engineers is working with Hanson and Van Vliet.
Hanson and who?
Van Vliet, VANVLEET.
Can you spell that backwards?
I don't know if that's right forward, I think that's correct. Close, sounds good.
Frank, you're up.
Frank Ketchum, Town of Mount Hope. I was at the planning board meeting the other night when they did talk about it. Part of their concern was who was gonna operate the camera, who was gonna put the tape in, take it back out. So it was a physical thing too that was a hindrance to them wanting to go for it.
Can I add one thing to you? There's no longer tapes, we're out of that history. Let me explain to you how easy this camera is.
This is your plan works.
You hit the button that is on, it says record on the screen, and when we're done, you hit a button that's off. If you haven't noticed, the original mount that was up there is no longer up there, it's a little lower. So we're not in the age of tapes anymore.
Okay. Physically putting the camera out, taking it in, whatever they're. on behalf of Photos and myself, I'd like to thank the town board for giving the people the opportunity to vote, to decide for the third time to keep the Otisville School. And I'd like to thank the hundreds of citizens of the town of Mount Hope and for coming out and supporting Photos. And I'd like to say just from the beginning, the Otisville School is to become a community center for everyone, not only the town of Mount Hope or in the village of Otisville, of course, but its surrounding communities. And we look forward to getting going on the building. And of course, a lot of our program is going to be volunteerism and donated money, so or donated things. So anybody that's willing to come along and help, we're going to make something out of this.
I'll see you guys at Community Day.
Absolutely. We have to get an application too.
Of course.
Yeah. Thank you very much again.
Anybody else? We got board comments. We are not voting on anything in executive session, and we're not voting on anything when we come out of executive session. At this time, I'd like to make a motion to go executive session to go over personnel with the police department.
We'll make a motion to go into executive
Second?
Second emotion?
All in favor?
Aye.
Have a good trip. You see. This is not the card that I saw you parked on the middle of the road.
Do you want your photos back?
No, you can do it. Oh, Danny! Too many times crawling under the car, bro.
I gotta get my momentum.
Still working on cars?
Return for 30, 40 years.
Return projects.
You know that? 6 months later, the deck breaks.
Otis.
Primarily cars, you mean?
It's hard, yeah, it's hard.
I mean, you always work out something.
But it's just, plus I'm working still down at the shop. They got me out on the outside now, doing the gardens and stuff. It was a little different winter than last year. No. We did a lot of work inside this year. We put down, went down the shrine of Mount Carmel, down there. I've been there for like going on 2 years. No, I retired. Are you kidding? I retired back in.
Come back as a consultant.
2012. No, I didn't.
They don't do that, do they?
They were taking guys at one time, take 1 day, retire, and then come back again and you can make up to $30,000 a year. And there were certain guys doing that, but then they turned around and changed it, that you had to be out of work for a year and then come back. And at that time, you had to go through everything, fingerprints, background checks, and I never wanted to do that. You have to work with those guys. Was it that long?
Now they found a way around it, and as long as you're not in a management position working in the you can turn around and go to so these guys are coming out and making
We
bigger
had
money.
guys that were like the director
I know.
they'll be back like that, and they still, I think they were allowed to make more because they were already in that higher bracket. You know how to say, every grade
Retired under
is.
the tier 1 retirement, what, 10 years ago, 11 years ago, or whatever. They've still been working as consultants. And, piling on the money. I was like, dude, if you can't make it under the tier 1, there's no freaking way we're gonna make it. Be like Lance, so you gotta be a cop.
How long have both been there for? 40 years.
Huh?
We've both been at least 40 years.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, it's been about 40 years. I tried to bite
You put it there, didn't you?
The boat, the camper.
Was that the camper the lady was living down in the woods?
That's at least 40 years.
They drug it out to the edge of the road and it sat there then. They had this lady living down in that camper.
Get out.
Nobody even knew she was down
You know,
there.
the other junk, the other side of it too. It's like 40
Once they
years.
start looking in the brush.
2.5 years, over 1,000 hearings.
It's just,
Back and forth public.
it's between the retirement,
Forever to get.
Social Security, and working another job, and all it's doing
The
is
only way to
putting me
go,
in the
man. You
higher
gotta keep
tax
working till
bracket.
you drop.
Put me in a higher tax bracket.
He's so brilliant.
That's all it's doing.
He can do
But I gotta get out and I gotta do something. I gotta keep
But he is, you know?
Yeah, I agree with that, because
Yeah,
that's.
you gotta just go, and everything hurts, Frankie. You know, if I sit too long, I just finished doing a brake job on my son-in-law's car. And
You
charge your son?
I was, for parts. Just pay me back for what it costs for parts, you know. Usually I get discounts because I'm buying all this. But when you get on your knees, and you're on your knees, or you sit, and then you try to get up, like this, trying to straighten out.
You gotta do like.
And I'm probably overweight by at least 1
I don't know, honestly,
It's
is it on
just-
the last
What
page?
difference does it make to you who I
It's only 65 this year.
That
That isn't helping either. That's not helping either.
Outside.
And this year was inside work. Painted an office down there. We put in one of those wooden floors, the regular pergo floors, but it wasn't a pergo, but it was the same style. So I learned how to do a floor. And now I'm getting ready whenever the lumber liquidators calls me to come get this stuff. I'm getting ready to do my kitchen with that stuff. Better quality. But they've come a long way. Colors, styles, and everything. You can put some really beautiful floors. And it's quick. It just clicks in. It clicks in. You know, you gotta tap it sometimes a little bit. When you set up your own little tools, we learned that when I did it down there. But,
You gotta buy the tools to make it do anything.
I took 3 weeks off because I was tired of walking around looking for burnt out light bulbs. They would have, no problem. Walking around all day long. And they pay me pretty good, so I can't complain about it.
All right, I'll see you. Bye, baby.
All right.
Congratulations again.
How you feeling, Frank? Everything okay with you?
Cholesterol's too high, whatever.
Oh, really?
That's been my problem right along, is cholesterol was causing problems. Well, actually, the heart thing was a valve thing, that was
You
not.
got that in control for you. No,
20 pounds overweight, you know.
well, yeah, we all are. We all are.
Frankie joined
The
the
doctors
club.
doctors are yelling at me.
Tell you right here, right now what he's doing.
I know
So how you
that.
been doing?
Okay?
I heard.
You heard. The weather's getting better, but now it's damp.
The allergies are killing me.
Here's the lineup for the
The
bands.
allergies killing me.
Allergies, you know, allergies.
And the allergies trigger the asthma, which
We're on
causes.
camera over here. I really don't want to be playing
Tim Irvin. Is it Tim McGraw or Keith
Keith, it's kind of a crossover there.
Is this the same American Idol guy that came last year?
Yes. That was the only one that I missed. No, one of 2 that I missed. And they said he was awesome.
Yeah, he wasn't anything special. He had his sister singing with him. She was better.
Oh, you thought so?
We all wish we had that at one time in our lives. I would say that nowadays they don't have a.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's famous now.
Well, someone else got it more. Oh, yeah, I was thinking that.
American Idol or was it The Voice?
It works.
I don't know.
Not
No,
nasty.
that's, I don't wanna see the other one.
Seventh place.
So we still want to be there.
No, but I
Formed on the Ellen DeGeneres, The Late Show, David Letterman, Wendy
Oh,
Williams.
And here he is out.
You know what else?
Look at every one of them.
Hillbilly Parade is dance pop country party band with witty humor, ridiculous props and down-home costumes. That'll be a good one.
Today. Work later, tomorrow.
as the little city girls do.
Good, Mackenzie graduates Wednesday the 24th.
He's graduating.
Yeah.
You know, all the time we worried about college and all that stuff.
Well, the thing is, what I mean by that is, if they go a little too much, are they okay?
So it's really, so people have
If they don't overdo it,
but they are now.
They're not farther working on that.
but they can.
She lives in Tuckahoe.
The center of the world.
Yeah. She lives in Tuckahoe. She's training.
Arms,
She's
open
too
the
watching
door.
the train station, so she
And you just
walks.
look at those two.
She's a training, gets out of Grand Central.
And honey,
She's
it's
something
good.
at Parkett, moves right across the street, she walks a block and a half up.
Right, right, will you get that for me? You know, you could see.
Yeah, good, but she loves it, you know?
You're
It's a
in
little
the
bit.
middle of the biggest
Isolate.
thing in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no.
That's cool.
Well, that's,
The contract,
I have-
builders.
I have
Down there, you can argue with them folks. I mean, that's a,
And
that's a whole
Three,
different
make sure
world.
you respond.
that child did not fart, that's not telling.
We have,
Just because they think she's a little girl.
It holds like a barbell.
his daughter Sharp.
Put it in here, and they roll it.
Andrea, my sister has it, yeah, she's a 40-year-old. So there's an 18-year-old gap between
It was like,
those sisters, and then the, oh my God, those sisters are sisters.
oh, yeah.
You'll be fine, and you know that
Tell me, he
now.
says,
As you
she's
started
quick short. And he says, this short little black girl, be out there, starts telling these contractors what to do. You got these good old boy contractors down there, and they want to listen to some little Latin girl, you know, like she didn't say, I don't know, you didn't see what she was really bragging, going, and he, they get going, and, you know, she's head of something department and this and that, and the federal, you know, she said, well, he shut them right up, you know.
Okay. See?
I have her as a friend on Facebook, and she's big into running. I don't know, like every day. And someplace she lives in Virginia, she can go from the woods and the brooks and streams out to the big bay, the ocean is there. And beautiful, beautiful run that she gets every day. You know,
So let me finish it.
craziness. So what's going on in Minnesota school? Serious shit.
You're on the.
She's not
Does it help to put in?
I don't want her to.
Penny and Tony, she's good friends with
supposed to wear the respiration.
Christine. And
So did every other
and
organization.
whatever happened here, knocked down or something like that. Isn't that all in the news? I haven't seen the news, I'm just saying, like lockdown and all that crap, usually
Well,
goes
that's,
down
I
big.
don't know if the lockdown was today or they're reporting about it for tomorrow.
You gotta be the Republican to go to church.
There was,
No, it's,
well, it's,
She does.
what I got.
what do you call it, like a media alert, news alert, whatever, on the Medicine School page.
Not
We have
only
lockdown tomorrow.
I guess it's
No, that there was a scare and something is supposed to happen tomorrow.
Yes.
Seriously.
Yeah, okay, I'm serious.
I knew.
And something here at the school?
At Medicine High School.
No, and something else that it was.
I don't know anything about the Medicine School.
That's what Kathleen was telling me.
Kathleen? You had Zinnia?
She comes to us, she's on the Democrat, she said she was always gonna be our party. You see it?
At Otisville School or the high school?
Otisville was also on.
Really?
What?
I-
Well, you gotta get on Facebook, woman, and read things. And
I
on
didn't see,
Facebook, it's gotta be true.
no, my daughter, who's in the city, sent me, she said, Mom, what's going on out there? I don't know, and I was driving, so I couldn't.
Well, what was it? Don't tell
Some-
her.
Something
Don't
about,
tell her.
there's a gun, something, I don't know, something with guns going on, there was a threat, or we overheard rumblings and,
There was a threat with a large amount of rumors.
yes.
You're gonna have to get it.
About guns in what school? Which school?
What school did we give a rat
I think it was on the high school page.
It was on the menacing
website, on their,
Shit, when I went to high school, we all had guns in the car. Beer season, everybody had rifles.
The car, but maybe in the car, but not in your locker.
You could trust everybody back then too.
Yeah.
yeah, back in the day, we never locked the doors. I remember the very first time I came home and I saw a footprint. Like, doesn't belong here.
We all went through a safety course. Everybody knew what it was. Remember that? It was a old deal. We all got to know it. Go to that, get going to that.
It was a big deal for the little ones who want to go hunt with you guys, or get drugged by your father and freaking Lester out, coon hunting. Because I got to take the dogs, but those two would meet me on the other side of Otis Circle with a freaking six-pack, and then I'd have to drive them home.
But see,
But I got to take the dogs with me. But I got to take the dogs with me. The two guys.
They grew up here, they're in their 70s or 80s or whatever they are, and must be 70s. Got lost in the woods at night, going around the tree like this, lost direction. And raccoons were like $25-30 a piece.
Yep.
These guys were all going out and shooting raccoons.
Did you see where all those coon hounds got loose last week?
Oh yeah, oh, yeah.
That was fun.
They would drop me off at the top of Flood Farm, at the top of the hill. Just go that way. Go that way. And I would. I got to take the dogs, and I'd go that way. And I'd end up back at Otis Circle, and there those two would be waiting for me. It didn't matter. I mean, of course, covered in everything you can imagine between top of Flood Farm and back Otis.
All the way down, right?
Yep. And those dogs in tow.
I have a friend on Facebook to get all this info.
Which one?
Whatever.
Janet Sullivan
About this.
Yeah,
about the
Jen,
school.
send her a Facebook request.
No, she's not the one who sent that to me.
No.
Oh, but we're just telling she needs to send Janet a Facebook request.
No, I just said, who can I get on Facebook with to find out all this info about the school?
I think she
and
should send
everything
Janet a
that I'm
friend
missing?
request.
Okay. Let's see how that works out, but okay.
Come on, play with us.
All right, well, you were looking at me very serious, and I was like, I'm so confused. Yeah. I didn't get it on my Facebook, let's put it that way.
Well, where did it
Let's see if we can put it on Kathleen's.
It's on the Menacing,
I
if you
got it
go
on the
to
app.
menacing.com or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I got it on.
Supposedly it's on the first page, somewhere.
And all it was,
Missing Valley had some kind of lockdown
Oh,
or
yeah,
lockout
this
for
morning,
guns or something.
16 kids had guns.
16 guns?
Yeah.
Oh, you're lying. Frank,
Hey, when
Wind
we
her
went
up.
to school, we did.
Wind her up and let her go.
Right, Ken?
What's that?
When we were going to school, everybody did.
Yeah.
Everybody
That's what I said.
got
That's what we were just talking
got
about.
even had a rifle team.
Yeah, we had a rifle team, yep. Yeah, Mr. Carpenter
Yeah.
walk everybody up that.
Yep.
He built that beautiful gun range in there.
Oh, yeah.
God, he put
I gotta
such a
tell
labor
you,
of love
my-
in that, teaching
my-
kids.
Yes.
But he sat there and he taught kids everything about how to respect it. Joe Carpenter, you remember Mr. Carpenter, who was the history or
I had a Otisville native.
No, but you were
I'm a
still
Middletown.
around. Yeah, but you were around. He's been around. Oh, but his family's old Middletown. The Carpenters, out in Slate Hill. And I think he went
Yeah,
to.
He used to tell some Vietnam stories.
Oh yeah. Oh, he was part of the Tet Offensive. He was one of the
Just
company
says
commanders in
that
the Tet Offensive.
late last
Yeah, he
night,
threw some shit.
May 3rd, Menacing Valley School District officials were made aware of a rumor circulating among students of a potential threat to the high school on Friday, May 5th. District officials immediately contacted New York State Police and a complete investigation is ongoing. Out of an abundance of caution, there's a police presence on the district's main campus and Otisville campus today, so it's for the same thing. The instructional day for students will not be disrupted by police presence or their investigation. And then it just says, as always, we take threat to safety of our students, blah, blah, blah.
Now here, as a mother of a daughter, let me ask you this. If your daughter came home from school and told you about this and the rumors and the police and everything was going on at school today, and now I don't want to go to school tomorrow, I really don't want to do it, would you make me go to school tomorrow? No freaking way.
No.
But
There
would
had
the
to be
kids be
kids
even
go.
aware, they said they probably carried on as usual inside the building.
Well, they said they're just making you aware of the police presence, so when they come home and say, there was police everywhere, at least defer to the website. But I seem to think that when my kids were still in school, and it was 2011 when the youngest one graduated, that we would get text messages and phone messages on our home phone about things like that too.
You would think.
Do you remember the
Whatever phone number you gave, that's where you got a message that
Do you
there was
remember the
that kind
pipe
of
bomb
stuff.
scare?
I don't.
When?
You don't remember?
I wasn't here. I was probably gone for a while.
Well, there. Now I have to tell you everything.
Well, when was that?
And
29 years.
nobody knew anything about that until long after, like, days after.
When?
Oh, let's see, this is long time ago.
I don't think they even had cell phones in 19
Right.
whatever, did they?
I used to road.
Not sure they had color TVs.
Actually, I
Before a person had to dial all those numbers.
When he's still rotary dial, DVDs are
Hey, well, you know.
You didn't have remote controls then, you had to actually get up
I
off
was
your
a
duff.
remote control.
Yeah, right, get up and change it, yeah.
That's right.
Oh,
The littlest one was the little.
I remember the first RCA TV, the screen was about this big, and the body was this big.
Sure.
And what color was it?
That color brown.
Was it brown and white picture, or was it black and white?
Black and white.
I remember the brown and whites, and I'm younger than
Oh,
you.
black and white, I think. How do you know how old I am?
Hello,
She's picking on me.
I'm not picking, I'm talking. If I was picking, you'd be ouching and screaming.
You would know. Been there.
How old
Oh,
are you?
God. I'm 103, okay?
Dog years, or is that?
Wow.
Actually, no, this is real years.
She's on my side.
She knows on Tuesday.
Oh, Lord have mercy. All right, so Karen's getting everything.
Oh, it's a
She's doing all
mess,
right?
it's a mess.
But how is she doing?
She's strung out over the whole thing.
Yeah.
Over what?
Her folks are both crashing at the same time down
Oh,
in Florida, and so
dear.
she's trying to manage it and
That's right.
get all the money
Yeah.
straightened around and things paid for.
Well, I was talking to my oldest today, and we were chit-chatting back and forth for a little while, and I said to her, I said, now listen, when I go, because I'm gonna be going, no doubt about that, much, okay? So when I go, I want you to be very sure that you check all the salt boxes. And she goes, Mom, you know how many you have? I said, yes, I do. I said, but you gotta check them. She said, when they were here in January, these girls all went through all the salt boxes looking for money. I said, well, you ain't gonna find money, just make sure you check them. And she's like, for what? I said, just do it. You never know. So yeah, I mean, you know, you gotta plan ahead.
Yeah, she's working on it, but it just is.
Does she have any siblings?
She has two brothers, but they're not taking part of this, and,
Brothers don't do that, that's girl thing.
well, her folks don't want them to take part in that, so.
Well, that's the other part too, because boys
She was, you're
don't
behind
do
me.
that. Boys don't
Because
do
you're 2
that. My
years
son would never, ever.
I think she graduated.
I was right here, so.
49. 49 for another few weeks.
I'm 59.
How many of you are in this
Don't look at my Facebook page.
Rochester, she didn't wanna remember the
That's
folks.
a joke
in the
too, the way I put my
older
Facebook, I
state.
didn't ever want to be on
My
it.
brother lives in San Diego, so he didn't come out more than once every other year,
So you
so.
have another sister.
My
Yeah,
grandson.
she lives here in Middleton, and so,
And I
the two of
joke
us,
with
and she retired just really before
John.
the shit hit the fan, and so it was good that she was available to take him to the doctors and
And then next year,
do all that stuff, but.
Well, I know, like, my brother,
I'm 15, because he didn't think about
Well,
it.
useless when my mother was
When I said this,
dying.
you were
And same
59
thing with
last
his
year.
father.
And I said, I'm 59 no further. So then when I put it on Facebook, he was
No,
there with
they're
me. I
You can't be on Facebook.
had to be there that day. And I said, come in here, Grandma, and help me.
Ow, 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 wait.
That's funny.
So I said, oh, let's put me in for 59 on Facebook. And he said, who cares? So he
Living on the
Are
edge.
you, did you get on Facebook really?
I did,
Okay,
I am.
go to Menacing Moms and Dads
okay.
and get into that group, and that gives you a lot of,
Yeah, that's fine.
yeah, what's going on with the menacing families.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay?
Takes a lot.
That's a good one. And don't forget,
That's me.
Menacing families.
yes, somebody will let you
Oh,
down.
good.
And the other
That
thing
could
is
be
the Mount
vicious
Hope,
on there.
do the Mount Hope one.
I'm on Mount Hope's Facebook page.
The town one.
Yeah.
I have to admit, it's getting, since
Yeah.
Brian's touched it, it's getting a lot better. A lot better. Be creative.
That'd be great.
Yeah,
Yeah, he did.
well, I think it was the last few months he's been updating it.
Got like 400.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's good. Just the calendar thing alone, that automatically goes out when you like it from a group like that.
Right.
will go to your,
It works great, because half the time I'm like, oh, there's a meeting. Yeah. And there's another one I was gonna tell you. You like yard sales and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Okay, there's, two of those. One's a menacing, there's an Orange County one,
yep.
and then there's, I think,
What do you call it, though?
Orange County yard sale.
is that what it
Yeah,
is? Just
then there's,
27?
then there's that ATV one, that's a good.
Yeah, that's all, that's
And then there's the one where everybody thinks they're selling to make the mortgage.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there is.
Huh?
I'm like, are you kidding? I had like 15 of those, and I couldn't sell them for $2, never mind $42.
What?
One of the websites for auctions and yard sales and that sort of stuff, people post under 20, that's another one, under $20.
They'll bring up a bunch of them.
It's like a box of used tissues for $32. You know, come on, no, I'm serious.
Oh, there's
It's
some
like,
people
it's
that-
ridiculous. I went on the other day and there was one,
Winnipeg Moms and Dads.
yeah,
Yeah, that's good.
You said something about another one.
Orange County yard sales.
Orange County yard sale, what's
See,
this?
I'm not the original one.
You said it.
There's a,
Ask me what I said 5 minutes ago and I couldn't tell you that.
So,
Okay.
did they send you the information on that, or did you just hear about it?
Yeah, Menacing Home.
Got that, Orange County yard sale, got that.
Okay, what was the other one?
Another
Menacing yard sale.
yeah, there's another yard sale
Yard
one
sale?
that was closed, you have to ask to get in.
Yeah, that's the menacing
Yeah.
one, you have to be approved.
Yeah, you have to be approved,
Really?
yeah.
But they'll let you in, you just put it in.
Yeah, yeah.
You know why, because they wanted to keep it.
Right.
So they're just gonna check.
Well, they might ask you where you live. That was the other thing too.
Yep.
Just say in the house.
In a house in the town in
I
Orange
work in
County.
Menacing, I'm employed by Menacing.
You're bragging about it?
I am.
Well, skate park 101's starting up.
Shoot, I got 10 minutes to get home to watch Scandal.
101.
So what happened to
Way
Janet
over
Kathleen?
Berkeley.
You're a scandal hoe?
Yeah, I'm proud of it.
Kathleen, seriously, what happened to Janet?
Yeah,
She
he
works
said
for
she got-
BOCES, I know,
she
so
got-
one of her
she got
students got her.
Something happened, yeah, she was at, urgent care. She's got something broken, I don't know what.
That's not good.
But she works for BOCES, so that can happen.
Yeah, oh, I know.
Dude, tell me about it. I did that one summer.
I don't think she, no, I don't think she works here, she works in Goshen.
The tech side.
You can't touch them.
Yeah,
You
I
can
know.
literally not
Yeah.
touch them. They can beat the living Jesus out of you, you can't freaking touch them. Excuse me, if somebody's attacking, and I see it, what's your first instinct? Is to go protect.
Right.
You can't.
Well, you can
Well, who do you get to do it?
protect yourself though,
No, you
right?
can't.
No, I mean like shielding, I guess you would
Well,
say.
yeah, well, a whole lot of good that does.
Well,
because-
my other friend last Friday, we all went to dinner together and she had bite marks on her from one of her kids. Thank God it didn't break the skin.
At the BOCES? I like.
Yeah.
I only gotta play in traffic, you know, I mean.
Which job is more dangerous?
There's
Both
gotta be-
days.
Just
there's
these poor
gotta be a
people that
way
work
to
for the state
restrain
hospital,
them.
you know, these outpatients or whatever in these homes, and they drive around with these folks in the bus all the time, and they, or any of the state hospital
I remember
workers, you
my
get the
friend's
shit
mom
beat out of them,
said
and
she was a nurse.
so what kind of job would you have?
Oh, yeah, my niece, my
Nurse up here,
cousin,
too?
Terrible.
worked in Middle Penn State.
All right, I'm going home. I got 8 minutes. I
Not
can
all
do
the
it in
time.
6.
Yeah, this is one hell of
Good thing there's no ice on the
a
road.
hell of a personnel issue.
I don't slide though. Just, you know, move right along.
Pretend you have a cake in the backseat
If I
of
can
your
get
car.
up,
How
I'm
you,
fine.
how you feeling, by the way?
I'm gonna find out in half a minute.
Okay.
Because I don't think I'm gonna get up.
Okay.
So you might have to stay.
No getting up.
Nope, 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 nope.
They
nope.
serve breakfast in the morning, right?
Is that a pride issue? You
I'll,
want the
I'll
help,
bring
or-
you a hard roll
Cinco de Mayo,
and a cold
If I go to stand up.
and a taco. I'll bring you a breakfast burrito.
You want a chair in front of
I
you?
just hold on
Hang
for
on
a
to it?
second and I move it a little bit at a time and then move this thing.
I must have felt it in the area.
Good, we
told you.
Give us something to at least lean on.
Second, I'm gonna put, oh, maybe not.
We having any babies here?
One, two, three.
No, yeah. Excuse me!
I'm three, wait a minute.
Frank, don't touch her.
Two. Two again.
You're not a tutor, are you?
They'll find out if they keep going. No, it doesn't tutor Roy.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
No, that's gonna be all over Facebook and YouTube and everything else. They can't see your face.
They don't know who it is. They're gonna sit next to me.
Keep talking though, they'll know.
They'll sit next
Here
to me
comes
next
Chad,
time
he
and
knows
find out.
now.
I know.
Might as well stay now.
Everyone left?
Everyone, we're here.
The diehards are there. We're just using the facility.
Telling dirty jokes.
All right.
Or stinky ones, I
Oh, don't make me laugh.
Motion to come out of executive session?
Make that motion?
You okay to get your clerk?
Second?
Second the motion?
All in favor?
Aye.
Board comments, do you have anything, Matt?
No comments this evening?
Go in on phone.
Don?
The only comment is I'm happy with the results of this school. I wish you guys a lot of luck. I think it's a win-win for you guys and a win for taxpayers.
Good, it will be.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And, that's all I have. Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
All in favor?
Aye.
I have a question.
Not for the meeting, though.
Sure, absolutely.
Engineering ever get back to us?
Absolutely.
For the snow?
Have you,
You know,
Last time I do
Oh,
that.
I'm busy community center, police local.
yeah, because Julie had an issue with us just putting the snow guards up, so we gave the drawings to KC like
Gentlemen, have a
6
wonderful
weeks ago,
weekend.
probably, a month ago. Thank you, Dave, for seeing
No, I
us.
haven't heard anything.
And I just didn't know
I
if they.
talked
Thank you, sir.
to the guy in charge of the water.
how many days to the trip?
Where'd the other one go?
From 2 weeks from